Hi guys, Miranda Manticos here, psychic channeler, spiritual teacher. Okay, I have a very specific message for an individual who will see this, but also the collective, okay? So I'm hearing that there's someone that's really, really going to need it, okay? Critically so. But also there is a collective message in this that sharing this about this person without specifics, without their name, is going to also help the collective, okay? So, all right. So, what I got, and this came in downloads. I saw this in a vision last night. Then I also saw some very specific things. Okay, so this person is a Scorpio. I was told to show this stone. This stone is very good for Scorpios. It's ruby zoisite, okay? The ruby represents passion. You know how Scorpios are very passionate, fiery, even though they're a water sign, okay? So this has that passion in it, but it also has the cooling and the water in it, okay? So it represents tempering your passion with, like your fire with your water. So think of like balancing your energies, okay? So just to get the most critical parts out first, this person is struggling with doubts and self-doubt. They're struggling with feelings of being unworthy of love, or just literally feeling like everyone thinks they're a clown. That's kind of literally what they showed me in the dream. Everyone thinks they look like a clown or act like a clown, or how do you want to say it, Spirit? They feel that no one will receive their message because they don't receive themselves properly, okay? You may be even struggling with, I don't even know how to say this on TikTok, but like thoughts of self-harm. I'll put it like that. That's why it felt urgent to get this out. So let me be the first to say, do not harm yourself. Spirit is talking to you. Okay? Do not harm yourself. And let me go a little deeper and let you know that even your thoughts may be harming you. Let's say that you haven't, God forbid, tried to self-harm or physically injure yourself. Did you know that not trusting yourself, that hating yourself, that criticizing yourself, that letting those voices take over the inner voice of love is actually harming you? And in a physical sense can mess with literally like the synapses of your brain. It can cause trauma, okay? So whoever this is, they're struggling, okay? But there is a bigger collective message that's going to come through this, and this is what God showed me in the dream, okay? So please take a look at ruby zoisite first, okay? You can order this online. I don't have a TikTok shop. Hopefully in the future I'll be able to do that. But right now you could just, if you have a local metaphysical shop, if you have just a site that you trust that you like to get stones from, get some of this stone, okay? It is so helpful in balancing your energies, okay? So I'm just showing everything they showed me. This is pink tourmaline, okay? And I know it has like more of a lavender look. This is just what it looks like. And this is a very natural color for it to look like. Even though we think it should be pink, it looks more lavenderish. It's beautiful. And pink tourmaline, for me anyway, really represents royalty, and that's going to get into this bigger message. So I just want to first make sure that whoever sees this knows not to harm themselves. Stick with it, okay? Follow the rest of this message, first of all, in the video. Listen all the way, okay? Because this is going to help you, but it's also going to help the collective of whoever gets it, okay? And whoever's ready for it. But in specific about you who are struggling with feeling ready, okay? The way God showed me this dream, and this is why I know that you're very special, and this is why I know that you are on a mission. He showed it like a bride, like I was a bride getting ready for a wedding. I'm already married in this life. And this wasn't another timeline, because the way I can tell with my guides is when they're just sending me a message, it'll look like, how can I explain this? they'll show it in a way that's like totally ridiculous. And that's how I know it's not like me seeing one of my other lifetimes. Those feel different. That's a good way to describe it. When I'm seeing another timeline, it feels real and different. This did not. This felt like a message, okay? Very specific message. And in the message, I was getting ready for a wedding, my wedding, to my husband, who's my husband now. And I just couldn't get ready. I just couldn't get ready no matter what I did. I was like, to fixing my makeup, my hair looked crazy to me. Just criticizing myself over and over and over and over and over and over, and never getting to the point where I just could walk down the aisle and commit to it, okay? Because I felt like I wasn't worthy. That's the feeling, okay? And so this person, whoever you are, and this collective of people who are feeling this way, who are connected to the Scorpio rising energy. So you don't have to be a Scorpio. You could have it in your sign chart, okay? Because what I literally heard was Scorpio rising, okay? So it could be on your rising sign, or both. I'm not an astrologer. I said that earlier. I don't know. I got interrupted in the middle of this, so I had to pause and restart. But if you need a referral to good astrologers, I know several, okay? But I'm just literally translating what Spirit is saying. Someone in the Scorpio rising is struggling with, overly criticizing themselves, not feeling worthy of love, not feeling ready for what's ahead, okay? And there were several specific messages that came through about that. Number one, you are royalty. You are divine. And you are ready. You just don't realize that you're ready, okay? And because you either learned the overlay of self-criticism, you might have learned that, or it could have come from an abusive childhood, mentally or physically abusive, or both. That pattern of your thinking is kind of like what's tripping you up. And the issue with that is there's something happening in the universe, in your world, and I just saw 722 when I said that. That's Mary Magdalene. I'm fixing to pull her card up because she actually had two cards on top, separate, like just already pulled for this. And she's the one that's talking right now, okay? So let me just show you what she pulled. Okay, hold on. All right. Emerging from the shadow. Reveal what's hidden. Okay, something inside of you is very important. A message, a key that you have. And if you looked at the collective, she's talking, I'm sorry. She's saying blue order rose. Order of the blue rose. The collective of the bride. The collective of the divine feminine. This can be men or women. Okay, so I'm sorry, what do you want to say? She's saying this child is an order of the rose. So, a daughter of the king. She's risen and ready to show herself, but doesn't think she's ready, but she is ready. What that means is you've ascended in your thinking. You've gone through the shadows. You've gone through great darkness, okay? You feel devastated by what you've been through, even though you've done the work to heal from it. You're trying to understand the darkness. She's saying there's no need for you to understand darkness. Just tell your story. So emerge from the shadows. First of all, that telling of your story is sacred and important and part of the Akashic records that we're actually creating right now. Okay? So just get that story out. Whatever it is, start talking about what you've been through. Okay? Okay. This gets into the next part of the message, the calling. Okay? You are beckoned. Okay, so there's something urgent, in my opinion, happening. Do you see this? Okay, this goes back to, do you see the horn she's blowing? This goes back to the trumpeting. Okay, my guides will show me individuals different ways, okay? Like their purpose, like how they are meant to share their gift. Trumpeters, sound a call, okay? So let this video be your wake-up call, okay? That you're ready. Okay, so this symbol, you see she's blowing the horn. She's sending out a call. There is a frequency in that. Sound is frequency, remember? Okay, so sound is used by spirit to send light codes through the vibration of your auric field. That's how they're describing it. That sound has gone out. The call has gone out. And this is like happening, like right now. And you have to tell your story. You have to tell your truth. Like, this is going to affect the collective, okay? So this is like this is how you're going to affect the collective. They're saying talk about it. Talk about the self-harm. Talk about the struggle that you had in your thoughts. Don't be ashamed of your story. Don't be ashamed of how you felt or what you might have done or past decisions. Let go of the shame. Others need your story. Others will benefit from you sharing your story, okay? Okay, which one? She's having me pull this. She picked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 decks this morning. So hold on. You are enough. Wow, guys. You are enough. Look at that. Look at that halo. Wow. Okay. The message says you do not have to give more. You're enough. Okay. There's more to this message, so hold on. Set boundaries. Claim your power. Know your value today. Set boundaries. Okay. Look at that. Look at, they're in an eclipse. You see that? They're in the shadows. Make boundaries. Okay. Here we go. Do what you need to do. Okay, this gets into the next part of the message. Whoever this is hold on. How do you want to say it, Mother? She's letting go of false habits. And there's a male. So this could be, so I'm getting into another message here. This could be the same person, could be a different person. There is a male leading her down the path of lies. She needs to stand up, rise to her power, walk away. Okay, walk away. And don't worry about that male. Every person on this planet has a soul team of guides that can help them get through whatever they need to get through. It's not your job to fix everybody. And it is certainly not your job to endanger yourself, okay? Do what you need to do. It may be difficult, but now is the time. Do you hear this? You are sacred. You are royalty. You have a mission here. And you have to walk away from something. That's what I'm feeling. And it's not easy, okay? Okay. Disappointment is not the end. Do you see that? There is hope even in the darkest of nights. So there's a father wound here. And that's why you held on for so long. You have an ability to see the light in all people, and that's beautiful. But it doesn't mean that you have to take abuse, okay? No. Angel number 33, speak to yourself with kindness. Become aware of how you speak to yourself. What did I say? Your thoughts may be injuring you. In fact, if your thoughts are not of love and appreciation for yourself, then they are injuring you, okay? Speak to yourself with kindness. Okay, hold on. What is it? Let go of the past. It is time to envision a new story. Wow, someone's definitely moving on. And you see the lotus flowers? See, the lotus flowers symbolize rising, ascension, enlightenment. But in specific, they represent rising from the mud. See, they grow in the mud. It's one of my favorite quotes. I actually have it on my cover of a page that I have on Facebook that just shares like healthy recipes, because I also have a business here in New Orleans that focuses on wellness, holistic wellness, body treatments, and my spiritual practice, okay? But on that page, I share like healthy living things, okay? So this may be a person who's kind of dabbling in that too. But on that page, I have the lotus flower and the quote, I think it's from Buddha, that says, even in the darkest of mud, the lotus grows, right? Even without seeing the light of the sun, she grows. I think it says, even without the light of the sun in the darkest mud, still the lotus rises, or something like that. But the point is that you don't have to see it yet. You don't have to see how this is going to all work in your favor. Just rise. Walk away. Set boundaries, like it said. Do not accept abuse, mental or physical or emotional, okay? Hold on. They're telling me so many things. Say yes. Now it's time to open and receive. So see, something about walking away from this person is going to open you up to more. And I'm seeing, all right, you see the tower here? And that is a symbol of Mary Magdalene. This is not the Mary Magdalene deck, by the way. I've moved to the next deck. Okay. So I'm going to leave this one up because they're showing me something else about it. But that is a symbol of her. The name Magdala means strong tower, okay? She is coming through so strong for all of us, okay? And she is my personal mentor and guide. She has taught me almost, I would say probably everything, how I clear energy, how I do light language, you know, my energetic sessions, my sound tuning, the channeling, the hypnosis. She's taught me. She's my teacher. And I love her. Ooh, okay. There's a sacred stone. I'm pulling a sacred stone. Hold on. A record keeper. Okay, she's saying, this is very interesting, okay. Pave your own way, leadership, courage, forge, don't follow. See, that's that Lionsgate energy, that strong courage, you know. If you don't know much about female lions, you can research this a little bit, but they are incredible, and they are the reason that the tribe of lions survives, that the pride can even survive. They actually have to defend their children from the male lions who didn't father their children, that just come strolling along. I mean, it's just crazy. It's crazy when you think about it. But think female lion, okay? See, that's what's coming through right now. That female lion, the Lion of Judah in female form, the Christed Mary Magdalene, is what's coming through right now. And she is balanced by the masculine Christ, right? The Yeshua energy. So he is with her. And he even told me this morning before I started this reading, he's like, I'm ready. Let's go, Miranda. Let's say it. Let's say what needs to be said. So see, you're going to have to do what you're being called to do. And this is for you, the individual who needs this, and also the collective of those being called for a higher purpose, okay? You're going to have to forge your own way. It's not going to be like, you know, your family going to do this for you, or friends. You may even lose friends as you do this, but haven't you already been through a great struggle? Isn't that what Spirit said? You've already been through tremendous darkness. If a few people fall away from you because they can't handle your light, you know what that is? Love. That's love. That's love setting boundaries for you, okay? And it's triggering them to grow. So you're helping them. We don't help when we enable, right? Codependency or enabling is not helping, okay? And I know sometimes Spirit gives the message kind of hard, but that's because they love you. Does that make sense? Okay. There's an animal kingdom. There's a spirit animal trying to come out. Hold on. And they keep popping it out. Hold on. All right, I'm listening. There you go. All right. Okay. Vulture spirit. Nothing is wasted. Nothing is wasted. So see, to me, this is going back to that feeling of being like used up or too damaged or damaged goods. No, you are not damaged goods. Nope. Reject that. Okay? Nothing is wasted. Every single thing you've ever been through, every situation can be used in this mission you are on. Nothing is wasted. There's one more. Hang on. Okay, the other animal, frog spirit. Clear out the clutter. And look, he's holding like this blue orb. So I'm getting that. What are you saying about that spirit? She's a fae. So here we go with the fae again. They've been coming through all week. Okay, so you're very connected to the fae. And you may be seeing orbs, and you may be like a sky watcher, like so many right now that are noticing the things in the sky. So what I'm hearing is, what do you want her to clear out? The thoughts, okay? They want you to clear out the thoughts, the self-harm, negative thoughts. Clear that out. Just, you could like see a broom in your hands and you're sweeping it away. You're sweeping it. See your house like a little cottage in the woods. This beautiful little cottage is what I'm seeing. And that's you. That's your mind and body and your little space, okay? And you're just going to sweep it out. And that broom is going to be made by an ancestor. That's what I'm hearing. Your ancestors made you this broom, and it's magical. And when you sweep it out, they will purge it with the fire. And so as you sweep it, just see it just going up in flames, okay? They also, there was something else they said. What else do you want her to clear out? Okay, so there's some false doctrine, like religious dogma. Clear that out, okay? Ask Mary Magdalene and Christ, the Christed consciousness, which is the masculine and the feminine collective of Christed beings, okay? All throughout the universe. Ask for their help with this. So someone is having to deconstruct religious dogma. Okay, what do you want to say about that? Okay. Okay, on your mission, you will better be able to teach and share with others truths without religious dogma. Okay. What else? Okay, this one came, this is for someone upside down. So it's a horse, seahorse. Watch and wait. Watch and wait. So I feel like this is even, this one right here is like for someone else that needs to see this. Upside down for me always means like creative, like you're creating something, you know, that gets into like the roots and the sacral. And why do you want them to watch and wait? Oh, because they're learning. They need to learn. You're learning, okay? So they literally said someone's watching and they were like gonna just move on. And this is why they flipped this card. And they were like, no, watch and wait. Okay, you're learning. You're learning. You may not understand fully what I'm talking about. And that's okay. But your guides just said, wait, hold on, watch and learn. Shapeshifter, this came up this week already. Okay. Shaman. Here we go. Druid. Okay. One more. Two more. Okay. Guys, oh my God. Okay. I can't even make this stuff up. Okay, this one's in the upside down position. Okay. Direction guardian. Choose your path. Okay. So you really need to be turning to your ancestors Okay, I really believe ancestors are so important for multiple reasons, but one of them is for preventing deception, okay? Because if you're dealing with religious dogma or just cultural dogma, because I feel like there's that too, right? Sometimes some parts of our cultures can be really good and helpful and some are not. When you're dealing with all of that, you need guidance to help you discern until you get your discernment developed enough that you can feel when something's just not right, okay? So you see how this is showing? This is the chariot of God, direction, guardian. Okay, when you flip this up, you see the angelic. Okay, that right there is what Ezekiel's chariot looks like in the Bible. Okay, if you've never read that scripture, you can look it up. You can just Google it. Okay, you see how it has like a cow, a lion, an eagle, and a man, and then the center. And it's got the eye in the center. In the scriptures, it's covered in eyes, okay? And it has like a crown of sapphire, and there's like an amber colored stone coming out of the man's belly, okay? This is a sacred symbol. You're being guided by the chariot of God. This goes back to the father wound, okay? So you don't trust your sky father, and I understand that because having gone through religious dogma, that was really hard for me. I felt misled by the father. Okay, but what I had to realize is it wasn't the Father. Father God did not mislead me. Religious dogma, the false systems, the false narratives, all the attempts to harness your energy and the attempts to harness my energy did not come from our Sky Father. They did not come from God. Okay, so that's why there's so much coming through right now. I'm sorry. That's why they're saying ask for direction as you create. Okay, because we do not want to create more dogma. We do not want to create and mislead. We want to create sovereignty and truth and empowerment. Okay, so they're saying whatever really, really, that whisper like inside of you, that what you really, really want, that you're afraid to say or share, that's like what you're really needing to create. Okay, and it is important, and don't let anybody steer you differently. Okay, hold on, one more. Great teacher. Okay, what did I say? Mary Magdalene has taught me everything. Okay, I'm very, very thankful to her. So learn from the spiritual experiences that you've had. Okay, learn from that. There it is again, 722. 722 is the holy day for the feast day for Mary Magdalene. So anytime you see 722, you remember Mary Magdalene. Okay, that's my name day. That's the day I celebrate like my coming to her. So, but also she has been celebrated all over the world on that day for hundreds of years, maybe thousands of years now. So, all right. So the shapeshifter and the shaman and the druid hold space. Okay. Trust the higher forces. Transform. Unveil your gifts. This is all about the seers, you guys. The collective bride of heaven, okay, to me, is Mother Earth and her children. Okay. And those who are awakening now, there are many, many coming to an awareness right now. Okay. That can be very scary. Okay. That can be intimidating, especially for cultures that didn't nurture your gift and didn't know it. If you didn't grow up indigenous, in some aspect, okay, if you were torn away from your culture. So let's say you've grown up in a culture that, that's what I'm getting. Someone was born from a tribe of indigenous people or an ancient civilization. However, they didn't get to know their civilization. So that's okay. So that also is coming into the father wound and mother. So there's something there. I don't know if you're adopted. I don't know why you were torn away from your culture, but okay, your culture is important. That doesn't make everything in it true. You will know what's true. I'm not here to tell you that. You're here to know it yourself. Your inner knowing is so important. And you were born in a line of shape-shifting shaman, sacred people, woman or man. So see, you have a spiritual lineage, but you didn't know it. Nobody told you, but now you're waking up and you're like, what the hell am I doing here? Like, what's going on? But Yeah. Even Druid. Okay, so you could be like, I'm getting like European. It doesn't have to be like native like I am. I'm part Choctaw Nation on my mom's side. You could be like Celtic, or it could be from those lineages. It doesn't have to be like from tribes here in North America. Okay, so hold space is what this card says, and that's kind of what I'm getting. I don't usually pull these three together, so I'm feeling like you are like from there, or adopted or something. So I don't know how you landed where you are, but you are in a sacred bloodline. Okay, and you're coming through this, and this is okay. They're talking about this more. This is why you struggled with feelings of self-worth. Okay, so yeah, this was a very specific path choice that your soul chose to come through this way. So knowing that, explore that a little bit, why your higher self chose to have you go through these things, will help you resolve some of that father-mother wound, okay? Some of that. When you recognize that on a soul level, this path has led to many experiences that you've endured, okay, that have polished you and pressed you like a diamond, okay, so that you can do what you're now about to do. Okay, so there has been a purpose. 111, as I said that. There has been a purpose in every struggle. But it doesn't mean that the rest of your life has to be a struggle. See, remember, say yes to abundance. Let go of the past. And this is a person, so this is not bypassing. This is a person who has done it. They have explored it. They've done a lot of therapy. They've explored a lot of shadows. They've done a lot of work. Okay, now it's time to let it go. I'm not talking about someone who has ignored or bypassed or not even tried to see the shadows. Okay, that's not what I'm talking about. This is about someone who has, and they've struggled, and they're still struggling because of the programmed thinking. Okay, and they're of a royal, look what's underneath here. Priest, high priest. And that can be priestess as well, high priest. So you are royal. It's time for you to create. And to do that, you got to let go of those negative thoughts about yourself. So you're a teacher. You're a great teacher. Okay? And your life story could teach somebody. See? Shapeshifter. Become the teacher. That's what they're saying. You can be anything. It doesn't matter how you started. All of that is part of your story. 32, as I said that. 32 is a sacred number as well. DNA. Think of DNA, okay? Like you are a sacred bloodline. Does that make sense? So you have to just go with it, okay? Go with this. Do not harm yourself. Do not doubt that you are loved. Don't confuse the distortions in this realm with your true Sky Father and Earth Mother, okay, who really love you. Don't let those distortions pull you away from God, who loves you, okay? Something amazing is happening here in this realm, and we can feel it coming. And your truth is part of that Akashic experience and the shift that we need. So please, whoever this is, please tell your story. Trust yourself. Trust your intuition. Walk away from that bad situation. Start telling yourself a new story. I'm going to just do the root chakra. I don't know if you can hear it, but the vibration will be there. Oh, maybe I can do it like this here. It's so light. It may be hard for y'all to hear it. So please, I'm hearing, please connect to your true roots, okay? If it means like, say you can't find your biological parents, okay? But you might have an idea where you're from. I'm almost hearing like, what do you want her to do? Travel there? Visit these places. We will help when she comes. They're also showing me the sacred deer. Okay, so that really does feel like a druid. Where are you? Little cards. They called so much out that I'm like, oh yeah. So like, oh here, oh my God, you guys, right underneath it. What the hell? Stag. Guys, love it when they do this. Trust and thrive. Just trust this message. Trust yourself. Oh my gosh, I don't even know how God does this. Okay, like seriously. I mean, how do they do it? Okay, trust. And look at that stag. Look at that. So beautiful. And a symbol of divine feminine. Okay. And so I know there's a lot in this message, but I had to get it out. There are two more. Oh gosh, you guys, let me see. Okay. They gave me 3. Okay. So, because I don't know if I'm going to have time to do the others today. If I can, I'll try to do the others today. But just in case I don't get to, just to be brief and quick, there's someone, and this is a male-female relationship, and this is what I heard literally. This female in the relationship wants to stop drinking alcohol. Like specifically, this is what they said. And he will follow her if she leads. It may take time. He's not a bad man. He just needs direction. This is different from the first message, okay? So please don't get the two confused. This one, it was very specific. They said she needs to stop drinking. And when she does, he will follow. Okay? They said, let's go. Let's go. So whoever needed to see that, what was the other one, you guys? So it was about that coming into understanding that you've been chosen for a special path. Your soul chose this, okay? Your soul chose this. This is going back to the first message. And stop thinking you're not ready. Stop thinking you need to do any more work on yourself to start, okay? We will always be working on ourselves. We will always be, correcting, adjusting, calibrating. Don't let that stop you from starting your mission here to share your truth and your story and what you've been through, okay? So, was there anything else, Spirit? Do you need to say anything else? Because today I'm a little bit busy. What is it? We love you, they said. The ancestors are calling you. Let it come forth. They're bringing up another card. Let it come forth. One more. Hold on. Listen to the wisdom of the body. That goes back to your discernment. That's how you can start paying attention to what's true and what's not true. Your body, the vibrations, the chills, the energy, the rush of energy. Those are the ways that the body communicate, and that's going to help you train that discernment. Is that it, Spirit? Do you need anything else? Okay, that's it. I love you guys.